about some of the bands that you went to see in between your recording sessions, but who are your biggest influences as a drummer?
Charlie Watts. I've always been a big Stones fan. In fact, I remember being interviewed, the band was interviewed, I think it was NME, and they asked a similar question. And I said, I'm a big Stones fan. And it was like, good God, he's actually, because this was the height of the punk scene. And
Yeah.
everything was underground. And there was I being honest, and it didn't go down well. But everything's changed now, of course. So Charlie Watts, Ginger Baker, Keith Moon, of course. I was only a kid, and I used to go out in London, and my pub on the corner was in Bromley. I lived in South East London in Catford, and it's only just on the bus up the road. When I was 15 or 16, I think, God knows how I got in. And I'd go there every week. It was called the Bromwell Club. And it was all Dixieland music. So my first influence was like, the first band I was ever in was called the Gothic Jazz Band. And I had this enormous bass drum. And we really featured New Orleans drums. I really thought I was Jack the Lad. I've got a big bass drum. And everything was 4/4, and it was kind of press rolls. And there was Ken Collier and Biz Disley and all these. So I really thought that was the ultimate. I had my office job still. I had short hair and a suit. But as time went on, I started getting into R&B. I didn't know what that meant to start with, but I gradually learned what it was. And then I went to see the Stones. I was playing with the Gothic Jazz Band. It was awful. But it was banjo and clarinet. They were competent musicians, but the actual style of music was awful. So my ear, it was like dang 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 dang. And it was kind of, we all wore white shirts and a tie a bit like this, and it was a bit, and we used to do the Sunday afternoons, and Sunday nights. This was right in the West End, right in Great Newport Street, near the Marquee Club and all that.
Yep.
And in the afternoon, they had R&B, and they had the Downliners and Manfred Mann and the Kinks. They were all doing blues and R&B, and the two ladies that won the club, Pat and Vi, were lesbian. Not that interests me for some reason. And they said to me, Jim, why don't you come down one Sunday afternoon and watch this band called the Stones, Because I used to walk, there's the steps, you carry your kit down, and it was like a cellar club. It was a very cool club, actually, but I could smell this. God, there's been a lot of people in this room, that sort of setting drums up. And they said, come down. So I did one week, and I went down, parked the van outside under the drums in the street, and I could only get in. It was packed, because we would play to like 50 people at the most. And I couldn't believe it. There's all these pretty girls, and it was young people. I was playing to sort of middle-aged people, old-fashioned Dixieland. But there was this whole thing, and I got my way to the front, and I thought the singer was pretty boring. And I only knew a couple of songs, and he was playing maracas and samba. But the thing that impressed me most was the drummer, because he was really loud, and he was playing. I didn't know any of them were. But the thing that impressed me most, he had a microphone on the bass drum.
Right.
And it was loud, and it was exciting, and I thought, what am I doing playing Nicky Tick, like tick 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 music, when I could be doing this, So that's when I thought, right, I'm going to buy myself a big kit, and So to answer your original question, Charlie Watts, Keith Moon. Oh, sorry, was that me?
That's mine. Don't worry, it should go in a second.
I forgot the same ringtone. Charlie Watts, Keith Moon, Ginger Baker. I saw Ginger Baker play with a very early, with Graham Bond organisation. Graham Bond was a hammered organist before he threw himself under a train. But before he did that, he was an amazing guy. And Jack Bruce was on string bass, and Ginger was on the first I'd seen anyone with two bass drums, you know. And those guys were the cutting edge, you know. They were really, and Mike Falano on trumpet. I was so lucky, really. I mean, I'd see Clapton in the corner pub playing with John Mao, and everyone was going, oh, you know, and everything was written so that EC was here and all. I don't know. I was a kid, you know. You don't realise how privileged. I realise now how privileged I was to catch all those bands, you know.
Yeah, but then I think that's the same with every generation. If you go and catch a band before they make it big, and you say, "Well, I was there. I got to see that. I saw them. I saw them. You know, working out what they were." And you know, I think everyone has got one of those experiences.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. But it was the drummers that I always watched. The drummers. Yeah.
Interesting. So Jim, obviously live, the Tourists had quite a wide selection of songs to play. What was your favourite one to play live?
From a drumming point of view, or from
all of it, the whole thing, just the one that on the set list you would go, yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah. I'd have to be Long Among the Flowers was cool because I was setting it up on triplets on all toms, and it was very powerful. Loneliest Man in the World I quite enjoyed, and that was another one. Going back to your previous question about Pete, I think I suggested at the rehearsal, you know, let's try that. That is cut it in half and then go into the four, you know. So I'd say Loneliest Man in the World, one step near the edge, oddly enough, which was minimal drums, and he sung that so well and it was so emotional. Some nights she would just be so, I know, like she's sort of floating, you know. She would. It's hard to describe really, but they were probably my most enjoyable to play. And oddly enough, somebody sent me a live tape from Boston, and it was a live gig we did. And for the encore, I came out and did this drum solo, and we went into think I'm gonna be sad. We did a Beatles song. Now. And it sounded great, and Annie and Pete were singing. The band was so tight at that time. You know, we'd done so many gigs and 3 albums. We were right on it, and I've got no recollection actually of ever playing that song, which is own up time because you know obviously I've forgotten. But it's such a great feeling, you know, like to who was it? It's probably one of your friends that sent me that particular recording.
Yeah,
it blew me away. I thought, wow, you know, it's such a great song. Do right by me, so that was fun, you know, if I could remember it.
So obviously you spent a long time on the road, but was there one particular performance or one gig that you were at, or one interview or a TV show where you just went, bloody hell, this is happening to me? This is an amazing experience.
Interviews. There was one that Annie couldn't make, and it was in London, and it was with the BBC World Service, and they interviewed me, like we are now, I guess, and I felt really sort of quite important for the show. I thought, well, I'm on my own, and I spoke, you know, about the tours and about the band and our ambitions. I was quite proud of that. I never heard it. I don't know if it's in the archive somewhere. But I came out of there thinking, well, you know, I've got a career here. You know? So that was the best interview. Favourite gig? Wow, that's a tricky one. There were so many. Probably in California. We New York was fabulous. Chicago was great. You know, Boston. People out there were aware of this
Yep.
revolution, this change in music, change of attitudes, and it all seemed to be coming from the UK. Those gigs were outstanding. Boston, we played at these big universities, and the crowd were right on it. You know, they knew what we were doing, and Annie just raised the bar every night. But then the further we got away from the East Coast, especially through Texas, you know, it was people just they didn't get it.
They didn't understand. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, if it's not Neil Young or the Eagles, what? You know, I mean, anger and energy. But then when we got to California, those were some of my favourite gigs as well. You know, everyone in California was open, you know, open minds, you know, like the East Coast. Yeah. So, yeah, I can't actually remember any one particular gig where I thought, oh, actually, probably the Hope and Anchor, the one I went back to when we supported the Vibrators.
Yep.
The first gig we ever did, really. What was the first gig?
Yeah.
It was the first gig Annie had. I mean, Annie was in the dress. I think I described it in the book, and she's all sort of, you know, and poor Eddie, you know, Chinese element. I knew him from before, years before, but the others, you know, he's only rehearsed the songs twice or something, and he's trying to learn the songs, and we're all sitting in the dressing room, and then there was a complete crowd of punk, a real hardcore punch, you know. Yeah, that was probably, and the Old Grey Whistle Test, that was another one.
Yeah.
I saw that recently on YouTube, and that was we played so well in that, and you know we'd just done the Roxy Music tour, and we'd done that song every night, and Pete singing Another English Day.
Yeah.
I don't know if they showed that on the recent one in the UK. That song was never released. That song wasn't really a song, you know, but it was such a nice segue.
Yeah.
You know, he came on with Deadly Fierce, as I remember, you know. And Pete was sober and focused, and he was looking straight at the camera. I mean, yeah, so that was probably another favourite gig, although there was only like 2 people
in the audience.
The cameraman, but we captured the energy. You know,
yeah, absolutely.
Got in that studio.
And that's quite an art, though, isn't it? That's quite an art, being able to sort of capture that energy when you're not actually performing to anyone.
Yeah, it's really weird. You know, what the BBC's like. I mean, we did it with the Police. This is a good story. We had Loneliest Man, and we'd had a few hits, and the Police were there, and they were supporting us. And I knew Andy Summers and Stuart. You know, Stuart the drummer, old mate of mine. So I went in their dressing room, and I sort of, you know, knocked on, you know, and they were always shouting. What's going on? And I sort of, come in. I went and said, hey Stuart, how you doing? Oh, hello Jim. And it was weird because they were arguing. Really arguing. You know, I thought, well, we don't argue. And then they released Walking on the Moon, which I think they were promoting. And then about 3 months later, we'd gone down a bit, and they were in our dressing room, and we were. Oh, this was so big, you know. So, hey guys, bloody last night, you know, Sting, you know, and they were arguing. It's weird. You get these. The Who were like that. They never stopped fighting and arguing, you know. But that was a good question you asked right at the beginning of the interview. You know, where'd you get? Everyone is so different.
Yeah.
Each band gets its energy from somewhere. We got it from that, obviously. And Peter, you know, Pete.